around here. Mm-mm. Let's wait it out. Hey there, Dr. Charli here. Welcome to today. Let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths and gather ourselves. I've been thinking about this for some time now, and taking a look and a listen and a feel to everything that is happening in the United States in this kind of collective moment. The time is 2020. This is being taped in early December of 2020. So that means we've been in a pandemic for 9 months, and increasingly white violence is showing up in everyday places and not undercover anymore. And really and truly, my thought about that is whatever our way forward is, we have to include those people, that subset of the population as well. We're not going to get through whatever we're in, all this muck, without dealing with frustrated and angry, particularly white men, but white folks more generally. The way out, the way through has to include them, and finding ways to listen and figure out what's behind this despair. I don't know about you. I don't really have time for a civil war right now. Hold, please. There we go. I don't really have time for a civil war right now. The violence that is being projected and incorporated and saying we must defend whatever they're defending, we have to take that into account. We have to take this angry group of people into account in moving forward, in saying, how do we connect at a level that really does work for all of us? And they're included in all of us. As much as many people would just like to exclude these angry white men and their tiki torches, they're as much a part of the United States as anything, and they'll certainly let you know about it. But what is the way forward that includes them, that hears their point of view and takes their perspective into account in creating policy, in creating education? Part of our educational system is designed to teach us lies. And so having a stalwart, a strong stance based on lies, if that's all you've done your entire life, you don't know anything different. And if you don't know anything different, proposing something different seems world ending. And if you have also been taught all of your life that the way to not have your individual world end is to perpetuate violence, then where do you go? Where does that leave you? So I strongly encourage us, the people who are doing the work with a capital W, that this is part of it. If you are able to connect with white men, violent white men, in a way that they can hear you, do that. That is part of your work. Because we can't, I don't have time for a civil war. Who has time for a civil war? Nobody really. But where does that leave us? They're not going to be left out. They're going to be as strong a proponent of the United States and defending the United States as anyone else, if not stronger, heavily armed and angry and full of disdain and despair, and maybe don't even know it, maybe haven't even named it. And certainly I can't name it for them. I can take my psychologist training and note what I see and call that a thing. They get to name their own aspects, and they need to do it nonviolently. There needs to be infrastructure and support in place so that it is safe for them to say, maybe they're not going to give their guns up, certainly, but maybe it's okay to not have my gun pointing at anybody other than people who think like me. What do we do? How do we address this level of despair and perhaps disillusionment? And again, perhaps not even knowing to name those things. We have to include them too. And whatever we do moving forward, however we come out of this current phase where we've pulled up all this muck and we can't go back. There's not a place we can go back to. So how do we move forward, really including everyone and everyone's opinions in strategic places? I will leave you with that today. Until we meet again, check out my website if you'd like, drcharliebrown.com. And until we meet again, I want you to take great care.